Trooper DeChico texted you, rookie move, not going into a meeting with the ME and getting that homicide determination. You're not looking so much for her opinion as looking to give her your opinion, right?
Absolutely not.
You responded, Yuri and I, who's Yuri?
Sergeant Mechanic.
Yuri and I had 2 conference calls with her, sent her numerous photos, etc. We laid out the entire case for her. You were explaining how much effort you went to try to get her to change her opinion to homicide. DeChico then responds, not good enough. Should have had me and Jeff do it. Busting your chops that you didn't meet the standard of getting her to change her mind to make it a homicide.
We wouldn't never try to change the mind of a medical examiner. The doctor who conducts the autopsy often has questions. They want to know the facts, kind of what had transpired leading up to a victim's death. It happens not only in homicides, but the unattended deaths we also attend to, suicide and overdose. So it's common to have these conversations with doctors.
Ultimately, did the doctor change her opinion?
No.
But the determination of the medical examiner, that didn't matter to you, right? Because you had already decided you were going to charge Miss Reed with murder anyway.
Yeah, the determination did not matter as we continued on with the investigation.
Notwithstanding the medical findings in the case. And that's because even though in the words of the prior group chat that this whole thing stinks, you were gonna make it cut and dry by putting it on the girl, putting serious charges on the girl, notwithstanding what the medical examiner said, right?
Objection.
You were actually asked this question, whether or not it would have an impact on your decision, notwithstanding what the medical examiner's decision was, correct? Your decision to charge her. On February 1st, 2024, you were asked, so what you're telling this grand jury today, and you expect this grand jury to believe that you didn't care whether the medical examiner came back with a homicide determination? It doesn't matter to you? And your answer, quote, no, because either way, Ms. Reed was going to be charged. Right?
Correct.
That's how you make a case cut and dry, isn't it?
Objection.
I want to change gears for a second and ask you about some electronic data, specifically as it pertains to Jennifer McCabe. You're aware that Jennifer McCabe deleted texts and calls from her phone before she turned it over to you?
Objection.
I'll allow that. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware that there were texts and calls missing from her phone before having that phone turned over to you?
I'm not aware of that.
Did you look at the extraction report, the Sallyport extraction report from her phone?
I have, yes.
And you didn't see the columns marked deleted, 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 deleted?
No, not that area, no.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Not that area.
Not that area, meaning?
No.
What does that mean? I don't know what you mean by not that area.
I went through the Sallyport report, but clearly I didn't review that tab.
So, as you sit here, you're unaware of whether or not multiple texts and multiple phone calls were deleted from her phone that you have in your possession?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm not aware right now, sir.
As the case agent, as the case officer, do you believe it might be important to find out whether or not that phone appeared to have been manipulated or altered in some way before it was turned over? Wouldn't that be something that you would normally do?
That'd be important.
But you didn't do it with Jim McCabe's phone.
I didn't personally handle that, no.
Did you ever seize Nicole Albert's phone?
No.
Did you ever seize Brian Albert's phone?
No.
Colin Albert's?
No.
Chris Albert's?
No.
Julie Albert's?
No.
Did you ever ask Jennifer McCabe whether or not she ever altered anything on her phone before turning it in?
I did not. Again, I didn't handle Miss McCabe's phone or do the cell phone extraction on it.
You knew that one of the reasons for Canton PD to accuse itself is because of the relationship between the Alberts and one of the detectives on Canton PD, Kevin Albert, right?
Correct.
You knew that Kevin Albert was the primary source of the conflict,
Yes.
and you knew that he, above everybody else, should be completely removed from any contact with the investigation or the investigators, right?
Correct.
Yet when you wanted to coordinate witnesses for interviews in this case, Who'd you turn to?
I texted Kevin Albert to see if he could secure a conference room for us to conduct interviews at the station.
The same Kevin Albert to help coordinate these witness interviews, who's the brother of Brian Albert, right?
Yes.
Kevin Albert texts you on your personal cell phone. Paul G is reviewing the reports now. Steve Seraph is here if you need to interview him. And we can call Stephen Mullaney in as well. Who's Paul G?
Lieutenant Paul Gallagher.
So Kevin Albert, a Canton PD officer, and an Albert is texting you about Paul Gallagher, another Canton officer, about interviewing Steve Seraph, another Canton officer, and Steve Mullaney, a second Canton officer, correct?
Correct.
What investigation was Kevin Albert referring to in the text?
The death of John O'Keefe.
This investigation, right?
Correct.
Did you tell Kevin Albert it's completely inappropriate for him to be involved in this case at all?
I did not.
Did you tell him he shouldn't be having any contact with any of the witnesses, and he shouldn't even be having contact with you? Did you tell him that?
I did not.
What you did write back was, quote, okay, you and I are coming in at 1 to interview a firefighter, Katie, correct?
That's right.
So not only did you tell him that you were engaged in the process of obtaining interviews, you told him the name of the interviewee, right?
Yes.
And you were going to do it at Canton PD, correct?
Correct.
So you're sharing information about the identity of witnesses that you intend to interview with Brian Albert's brother, right?
Yes.
Then you asked Kevin Albert to actually contact the witnesses in order to schedule their interviews, didn't you?
Yeah, I believe it was Officer Mullaney and Seraph.
After you knew that Canton Police Department was conflicted off the case, you continued to have a very close relationship with yet another Albert, Kevin Albert.
We worked on a cold case together.
So you did have a close personal and professional relationship with Kevin Albert, didn't you?
I'd say it was a professional relationship.
Only a professional relationship?
Him and I were members at a gym together, and we worked a cold case together for several months.
Drinking, socializing, maybe?
Once in a while.
Right. So it went beyond professional, right?
Yeah, acquaintances.
Drinking acquaintances, right?
On several occasions, yes.
Socializing acquaintances, right?
On several occasions.
So when you told the jury a few minutes ago that you were aware of and knew of but didn't have relationships with 3 Alberts, Julie, Chris, and Colin, not quite true, is it?
Objection.
Sustain.
There's a 4th Albert out there, isn't there? Yeah. Right?
Yes.
But you didn't tell us about that one,
Objection.
I'll allow it.
correct?
I don't consider that a relationship. It's,
Well, let's look at that. 5 months into this investigation, in July of 2022, you were actually continuing to socialize with Kevin Albert, weren't you?
yes.
On July 19th, 2022, you and Kevin Albert went out drinking together, didn't you? Trooper Proctor, I'm not asking to look for anything in the binder at this point. I'm asking for your memory.
I don't recall that.
You don't recall the date, or you don't recall
July 19th, 2022.
you don't recall the drinking?
The date itself, sir.
Why don't we turn to tab 13? Does that refresh your recollection that on July 19th, 2022, you and Kevin Albert have been out drinking together?
Make no mistake about it, partner. TIP, man, I will get it done, nigga, no matter what, homeboy. Bank rolls are up, bank roll mafia, you understand that? Yeah. In God we trust.
It does.
What up, partner? Us again,
In fact, the two of you got so drunk that Kevin Albert left his badge in your cruiser and couldn't find his gun the next morning, right?
Objection.
Overruled.
I can't speak to any level of intoxication, but I don't recall either of us being intoxicated.
Got it. So, isn't it true that on 7/20, July 20th, 2022, the day after, at 8:39 in the morning, you texted Kevin Albert, quote, "Found your badge in my cruiser this morning," end quote, correct?
Yes.
Then you texted him, "I can leave it in my locker at the gym, drop it off at your station, or leave it in my mailbox," correct?
Correct.
Kevin Albert responds, "My mailbox. Did I take my gun?" And then included a wince face emoji, correct?
Correct.
So the fact of the matter is, you two got so drunk that he couldn't find his badge and had to ask you the next morning where his gun was, right?
Again, I can't speak to any level of intoxication. Whether he just forgot it, I don't know.
I'm asking you about his BAC, Trooper Proctor. I'm asking, have you seen drunk people before?
Yes.
You've been drunk before.
Yes, I have, sir.
We've all been drunk before, right?
Yes.
Was he drunk? Were you drunk that night?
I don't recall. It was a long time ago.
But he left his badge in your cruiser after a night of drinking. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Which means you were drinking and driving in your cruiser, right?
We were down the Cape, stopped for dinner, had a few beers, and then dropped him off.
The next morning, Kevin Albert also texted you, "I was hungover for sure today!" Exclamation point, exclamation point. "Couple tonight to make me feel good." End quote. Does that refresh your recollection that the two of you had been out drinking the night before? He got so drunk that he couldn't find his badge and couldn't even find his gun.
Yes, it does refresh my memory.
Right. And you were in your cruiser, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is with Brian Albert's brother, Trooper Proctor.
Correct.
I'm going to change gears, Trooper Proctor. You personally collected John O'Keefe's clothes from the hospital at Good Sam in Brockton, did you not?
I did.
You indicated that you took possession of those clothing items from Good Samaritan Hospital, correct? Correct. You bagged them? Correct?
Yes.
And then what did you do with them after that?
We secured them in Sergeant Buchanan's pickup truck.
And then what happened to them after they were secured in his pickup truck?
We traveled to Dighton to Mr. Reed's house.
Ultimately, were the clothes transported into your facility
Yes,
at the DA's office?
correct.
Okay. What did you do with them after that?
We brought them to the evidence processing.
I'm going to ask you what you did, not what we did, what you did.
Sergeant Buchanan and I brought them to the evidence processing area, laid out butcher paper so the clothes could dry, put them on there in that area, and then I brought 2 cell phones to Trooper Garino so he could try to attempt to extract the phones.
What did you do with the clothing after it was dried out?
The next day, Trooper DeChico arrived and brought them into a permanent evidence area where only him and another trooper in my office have access to, so they were secured from that at that point.
So you didn't book them into evidence?
I did not know.
There's supposed to be a log of that when they're booked into evidence, correct?
Yes,
You're the case officer on the case. One of your responsibilities is to make sure that chain of custody is maintained throughout the entirety of the investigation, all the way up to a courtroom, correct?
yes.
Where's the log of those items being booked into evidence?
There was a chain of custody from when they entered the DA's office, and then when Trooper DeChico created a label for them, but also put them in a secure facility.
Can you show me where that is?
I'm not the evidence officer. I don't have that.
I see. So you didn't bring a log with you of any sort concerning the chain of custody of these items, correct?
No.
As a matter of fact, the reason you didn't bring that chain of custody log is because none exists. Isn't that right?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it different.
Does a physical log exist starting from January 29th, 2022 to today?
Yes.
Where's that physical log, sir?
I'm not an evidence officer, so I don't know how that. Yeah. So I don't know how that's generated.
Right. So as the case officer, you have no idea where an evidence log is that has something as insignificant as, I don't know, the victim's clothing.
Objection.
Sustained.
The fact of the matter is, The evidence log attendant to this case regarding those clothing items starts on March 14th when they were taken to the crime lab, correct?
That's when the clothing was transported to the lab.
And that's the only log we have of what happened to those clothes between January 29th and today.
Objection.
Overruled. Do you know that?
I don't. I'm not off the top of my head, ma'am.
I want to talk for a second about the searches in Brian Albert's front lawn. As the case officer, you also took control of the taillight pieces that were ultimately claimed to have been found at that location, correct?
Not in all searches.
Which of the pieces that were found were you responsible for taking control of?
8th, 11th, and 18th.
You said the 8th, 11th, and 18th, right?
Those are items that I had found on those days and that I had processed and essentially handed them over to our evidence officer. There was multiple days that troopers were out there looking for more evidence.
So there would be a log of that too, right?
Again, how the system works as far as the evidence comes in, I can't speak to that.
So you have no idea what the chain of custody of any of these items are, the clothing or the taillight material, from January 29th until March 14th, when the evidence log starts.
There is a log. I mean, it's in our system where labels are created, and it generates the time and date that a label is created.
What happens if the label is created and it says something like, I don't know, February 4th? What happened to the items before February 4th?
They were stored in a secured facility, a secured room.
Says who? Where's the log?
Objection.
Sustained.
Is there a log of that?
Not to my knowledge.
You were responsible for seizing Miss Reed's car, and you originally claimed that that seizure took place at 5:30 p.m. You signed numerous affidavits under oath, claiming that you did not seize Miss Reed's vehicle until 5:30 p.m. on January 29, 2022. At the time that you seized Miss Reed's vehicle, you were unaware that there was alarm.com surveillance footage of the area from which the car was seized, right?
Correct.
The fact of the matter is, that was false. The car was not seized at 5:30, was it?
4:16 p.m.
Right. An hour and change, an hour and 18 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes earlier. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever seek to change or amend the error, the false statement about the time
So
the car was seized in any of those documents that you filed under oath?
when I incorrectly transcribed the times, it was on the first affidavit I had written. And then as I continued to write other search warrants, I used that as a template. So I never caught it on the first one, and that's the reason those times are off on the other affidavits I had wrote.
So the first one was false, and then every single one after that was false.
There was just an incorrect transcription of time.
An incorrect transcription of the time. You
Yes.
call that, I don't know, a Scrivener's error?
Objection.
Ask it differently.
Sure. Is it a typo?
Yes.
It was a typo. So you got the 4 wrong, you got the 1 wrong, and you got the 6 wrong. And those turned into 5 and 3 and 0. Right?
They were typos, sir.
I've got some kind of amnesia.
Okay. Fact of the matter is, you delivered that car to Canton PD, to the Sallyport garage, before a single piece of taillight material was ever found in this case, Trooper Proctor. Is that correct?
Correct. It arrives at 5:31.
And you also towed it to the Canton Police Department because that was conveniently close to the location at 34 Fair, to the crime scene, right?
That was not my decision.
Whose decision was it?
I don't recall. I know that
Well, you're the case officer.
I would.
And who decides?
wasn't my decision. I did not make that call, sir.
So who are we pointing the finger at? Was it Sergeant Buchanan?
Objection.
Ask it differently, Mr.
Sure.
Jackson.
Was it Sergeant Buchanan who made that decision to transport it to Canton?
It's a supervisor's decision. I don't know who it came from.
Was it Lieutenant Cullen?
Again, I don't know who it came from.
So you were just following orders.
Yes.
You are aware that Massachusetts State Police, your agency, actually has not one, but two barracks. One in Middleborough, one in Foxborough, that are both closer as crow flies than the Canton PD Sallyport, from where the car was towed, correct?
Yes.
Both of those facilities were passed by, and the car was ultimately placed at Canton PD Sallyport at 5:31 or so, right?
Yes.
And you're aware that Sallyport is about 3 minutes from 34 Fairview?
Yes.
You were required to collect and maintain all the videos that were pulled in connection with this investigation, correct?
Correct.
And you obviously are aware of your legal obligation to turn over any and all exculpatory information that you might come in possession of, correct?
Objection.
That's sustained.
You did pull a lot of video in connection with this case, did you not?
Yes.
About 290 videos from the Ring camera located in the driveway at One Meadows. Another 140 videos or so from the front door Ring camera of that same location, One Meadows. 9 videos from the Waterfall Bar and Grill. 8 videos from the Temple Beth. 5 videos from CF McCarthy's. 4 dash cam videos. 2 videos from Canton Town Library.
Correct.
2 videos from Cassie's Corner Store, right?
Yes.
2 videos from the cars test on Miss Reed's vehicle, is that right?
Yes.
And 2 videos from the location at 34 Fairview where individuals were using leaf blowers.
Correct.
But there was additional video surveillance footage that you chose to hold back from that discovery, correct?
Objection.
Did you hold back videos?
I did not, Your Honor.
Okay, next question.
There's surveillance video from Canton Police Department's Sallyport garage that wasn't turned over, right?
That video was discovered later on and then handed over.
The first time you revealed the existence of that footage was in that separate proceeding in February of 2024. Isn't that right?
Yes.
You were questioned about it, and you knew you were under oath at the time, correct?
Correct.
And that's when you disclosed, yes, there is Sallyport footage, and I've seen it.
The video I was referencing was the exterior Sallyport camera where you can't make out anything.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. The exterior, you said. Exterior, outside.
Correct.
Meaning the one of the driveway.
Right.
And you say you can't make anything out now.
There's 2 different ones. There's the main driveway camera and then there's this exterior Sallyport camera.
You were asked about this set of videos at that other hearing, right?
Yes.
And you indicated at the time that there was one grainy video, looked sort of mainly black and grainy,
Yes.
and another one that showed you and Sergeant Buchanan arriving at Canton PD behind Miss Reed's vehicle on the tow truck. Is that right?
Yes.
You were asked very specifically, are you aware whether there are any cameras in the garage in the Sallyport where Karen Reed's SUV was parked? And your answer was yes. Right? In the garage. Do you recall being asked that question?
No.
I can repeat it if you wish.
Yeah, please.
Question. Are you aware of whether there are any cameras in the garage or Sallyport where Karen Reed's SUV was parked? Answer, yes.
Okay.
And then you answered, have you reviewed the video footage of that garage? Answer, I saw one very grainy video and then another of Sergeant Buchanan and I arriving in the main entrance around 5:30 following the vehicle. Period. You remember that answer?
Yes.
That clearly was an answer to the question, did you see video of the interior of the garage, right?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Were you answering a question about video inside the garage?
No, I was answering the question about what video I observed, and it was exterior video that I observed.
Although the answer to the question was cameras in the garage or Sallyport. That was the question.
If I was aware of any.
And your answer was yes. And then the next question is, have you reviewed the footage? And your answer was, I saw one very grainy video, and then another, Sergeant Buchanan and I arriving in the main entrance around 5:30 following the vehicle, right? That was your testimony.
Yeah, those two videos I'm referring to are the exterior of the building.
Question, when did you watch the video from the Sallyport? Answer, I haven't reviewed it, sir, in quite some time, so I can't recall what's on there. You did know, however, that if you had video at the Sallyport, it would clearly show that Miss Reed's vehicle arrived at 5:30, 5:31. Right? You knew that, correct?
Yes, from the driveway camera.
But you withheld that video out of 360 odd videos that you turned over. You withheld that one and never mentioned it until February of 2024, correct?
Objection.
Is that true?
I'm not aware of that, withholding that.
On April 4th, 2024, it's getting late. On April 4th, 2024, you turned over one video from the interior of the Sallyport garage, correct?
Yes, sir.
The interior, not the exterior, right?
Correct.
And that, remarkably enough, was a grainy video, right?
Yes.
And that video is missing the precise time that that vehicle was delivered to the Sallyport, correct?
Objection.
Was it? I'll allow it.
I don't recall.
It's missing 42 minutes at the beginning, and it jumps from 5:08 p.m. to 5:50 p.m., correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Have you reviewed the video?
Yes.
Did you see that the timestamp jumps from 5:08 to 5:50?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your Honor, how's it?
I'll see you at sidebar if you want.
You've reviewed the video, the grainy video, correct?
Yes.
And that's from a camera perspective that would show, or that does show, the right rear area of the SUV after it's pulled in, correct?
Yes.
Did you note that the time jumps from 5:08 to about 5:50 at the beginning of the video?
Yeah, I observed a jump in video.
And that was about 42 minutes, correct?
Approximately, yes.
You're aware that there's another video from the interior of that Sallyport as well, correct?
Yes.
The second video from the interior of the Sallyport is inverted, correct?
Yes.
You're now aware of that.
I am.
And nobody can shut up.
Did you recover that video?
I did not.
Who did?
I believe Detective Lieutenant Tully received that from the Canton Police Chief.
Rafferty?
I believe so.
Who asked for it?
I'm not sure, sir. That
Did you
wasn't.
make the request?
I did not.
How did you become aware that a request had been made?
I was made aware that video had essentially existed from the interior Sallyport area.
By whom?
I was probably informed by Detective Lieutenant Tully.
So Lieutenant Tully tells you that a second video exists. When did he tell you that?
I don't recall.
Was it weeks ago or years ago?
That was more recent than, maybe months ago, a month ago.
Matter of fact, it was after the trial had already started. Mid-April, correct? So a few weeks ago, you were told about the second video from Lieutenant Tully, right?
Yes.
Did he tell you he had already seen it?
I'm sure he watched it.
Did he tell you he needed you to go get it?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
No.
Okay. So when was the first time you saw it?
A few weeks ago? A month ago?
What were the circumstances in which you saw that video?
Just reviewing the video
Where?
at my desk.
So you pulled it, pardon me, you had access to the video.
Yes.
It was on your system somehow.
It was on thumb drives and a disc.
You put that in your computer and just decided on your own to watch it, correct?
Yes.
And what did you notice?
The SUV being brought into the garage.
You're in the video, right? That's you toward the back of the truck.
Yep, I'm in the video. Some Canton PD members there as well. Tow truck guy drops the vehicle off. He's in the front driver's seat. Exits. Sergeant Mechanic's there. I believe Chief Berkowitz, the retired police chief.
Where was he?
He was kind of like mulling around the area. I feel like he was towards like the back open garage gate there.
The back.
Towards like the rear. Yeah.
Where you were.
Yes.
Was he the person, did you note that there were certain individuals that just seemed to apparate out of nowhere, just appear?
Yes, there was one individual in like the top left corner of the video pushing a broom that kind of just appeared.
And also toward the back of the vehicle, somebody just, while you were at the back of the vehicle, just sort of appeared and walked out of Sallyport, correct?
Yes.
And was that Chief Berkowitz?
Yeah, it looks like him, yes.
Okay. So you and Chief Berkowitz are both toward the rear of the vehicle. He just apparates out of thin air because the video is missing some footage, correct?
It appears that way.
And you're holding what appears to be that same black portfolio that we saw in the hospital.
Yes.
So, anything else you noticed that was odd about the video? Other than the time skips?
So the timestamp on the bottom was inversed. It was like reversed.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, the timestamp on the bottom of it was it was backwards.
Was it blue?
So instead of reading left to right, it was right to left. Okay.
Was it blue?
I believe it was yellow.
So the video you saw had a timestamp that was inverted, correct?
Yes.
How about the video itself? Is that inverted?
No, from the video I saw, the way the vehicle was brought in relation to the garage and the doors into the PD, it wasn't reversed or inverted.
It was or was not?
Was not.
So as you saw the video, the portion of the vehicle that purported to be the passenger side was in fact the passenger side, and the vehicle, the side of the vehicle that purported to be the driver's side was in fact the driver's side.
Yes, so I reviewed video yesterday just to rewatch it, and the one that I watched had the correct angle, it wasn't reversed, the car was brought in, tow truck driver gets out, from the driver's side, it wasn't reversed. The only thing reversed on it was like the timestamp on the bottom.
Well, were you watching video that was produced in this trial?
Yes.
Were you aware that the defense presented a piece of evidence where we inverted the video back to the correct?
No, it's not.
And that timestamp was inverted?
I was not aware of that.
Did you watch that that video?
Just the other day, I was reviewing it.
Mr. Jackson, we'll take our luncheon break.
Okay, that's fine, thank you. I want to make sure I'm clear about this. You indicated that the video that you watched was proper in terms of orientation, but the timestamp on the bottom had been inverted, correct?
Yes, that's the way it appeared.
And you recall that being a yellow chyron underneath.
To the best of my memory, yes.
Which of the Canton Police Department videos were you responsible for retrieving, if any?
I did not retrieve any of them.
How did those Sallyport videos end up in the possession of the Commonwealth? What was the line of succession?
Detective Lieutenant Tully retrieved the Sallyport videos, I believe.
And do you know from whom he retrieved those Sallyport videos?
I believe it was the chief of police.
Okay, Chief Rafferty specifically gave him whatever videos were provided.
Correct, that's my understanding.
And then he provided those to you for your review.
Yes.
On that date, February 4th, 2022, your sister texted in relation to some sort of donation that she had given. I didn't give my name as I didn't want anyone to link me to Michael, meaning you, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
Take that down.
You received a text from Courtney Proctor. I did not give my name as I didn't want anyone to link me.
So that's stricken. That's what was objected to, just this one. Or the whole page goes in.
You responded to a text message from your sister, and your response was, hopefully, she kills herself, correct?
Yes.
Who's she?
The defendant.
Miss Reed?
Correct.
You literally said that you hoped that Karen Reed, the subject of your investigation, the woman sitting to my left, about 7 feet from me, that she would just die, correct?
The figure of speech.
You wanted her to, the figure of speech is you wanted her to kill herself,
No.
right?
No, it's not.
Trooper Proctor, Karen Reed, in your investigation, had quickly become a very serious problem for you, hadn't she?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you believe that Karen Reed was a problem or an issue for your investigation?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No, absolutely not.
In your words, quote, all the powers that be want answers ASAP. That's what you texted on January 29th, right?
Yes,
That put a lot of pressure on you, didn't it, Trooper Proctor?
there's a lot of pressure in every case, sir.
This case involves a Boston cop whose family you are actually connected to, correct?
Loosely,
Chris Albert, loosely.
yes.
Julie Albert, loosely.
Yes,
Colin Albert, loosely.
yes,
Kevin Albert, loosely.
yes.
Loose enough to leave his badge and his gun in your cruiser after a night of drinking, right?
Objection.
You agreed in your group chat that you needed to, quote, make this cut and dry because another cop was involved. Those are your words, right?
Objection.
So is that right? Did you say that, sir?
I did text that. I don't know if it's in the exact context. But yes, those were my words.
Chat.
Yes, that was in the group chat.
Your friends wrote this whole thing, in their words, stinks, correct?
Yes, I interpret that as a joke.
You believed, Trooper Proctor, that your life would be much easier if Karen Reed was just dead, didn't you?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No. I said it was a figure of speech. My emotions got the best of me.
Well, let's talk about your figures of speech. During the course of your investigation, your figures of speech include the following. She's a bitch.
Objection.
Is that right?
Yes,
A whack job, correct?
yes,
A retard, right?
yes,
Her balloon knot leaks, right?
yes,
No ass, correct?
yes,
She's fucked, according to you, right?
yes,
Ass leaker. That was the word you used, a figure of speech, right?
correct,
A girl who shits herself, right?
correct,
And then fuck her, correct?
correct.
Would you agree, Trooper Proctor, that you have dehumanized Karen Reed during the course of your investigation with comments and words like this?
Objection.
I'll give you this one, Mr. Jackson.
Would you agree with that?
I would say based off that language, yes,
And you admitted, in your own words, that the cop homeowner wasn't going to, quote, catch any shit, right?
correct,
Because you were out to, quote, make this cut and dry. Isn't that right?
the homeowner wasn't going to catch any shit because Mr. Elba had nothing to do with Mr. O'Keefe's death.
Because you were going to make sure that the case was cut and dry. Those were your words, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
And Trooper Proctor, it would be far easier for you to pin it on the girl who's just a whack job cunt, in your words, who you hope just kills herself, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
Shame on you, sir.
Super Bowl ring, bitch.
Objection.
All right, so jurors, disregard that. I've told you before, lawyers can't make comments. They can ask questions. And Mr. Jackson, you know better than that.
That's all I have.
Mr. Lally?
In August of 2022, you disliked or did not like Mr. Yannetti, correct?
That's correct.
Why was that?
Well, basically, he stood up in open court and spouted lie after lie about me, called me corrupt and conflicted, dragged my name through the mud after I spent 10 plus years without a single complaint filed against me, and he had no basis or no facts for these wild accusations because there are none. This investigation was done with the utmost integrity, not just by me, but my supervisors and other troopers in my office, as well as Mr. Yannetti shows up at my sister's school yesterday in the parking lot where he's not welcomed or where people are not supposed to be, with one of their witnesses and their private investigator. And a teacher sees this, informs Mr. Yannetti that he can't be there, and instead of saying okay and leaving, he asks, is Courtney Proctor in the building? Does she work here? She calls me to see if she was being served.
Objection. Can we approach?
Yes.
Listen, she ate that forbidden fruit. Sucker free, sucker proof. Taking shots, cut them loose. Quarterback, lose a baby. Shotgun, running shoot. Coming true, young and do what young and do. Ball, baby, at home. Fornicating, homie by the phone. Waiting. Damn, I am
Jurors,
a man, the
I am
man,
striking
the
that last
motherfucking
answer.
bread.
It was probably a
Bitch.
partial answer cut off. I'm striking it completely, disregard it. If you took notes, cross the notes out. You're not to consider it in any way. It is completely stricken from the record.
Bitter, Matt, Jew, baby. Yes. Yes. Dedication to drama.
So I'ma talk my shit for a minute. I wanted to take a vacation. Niggas wouldn't let me. The streets too dry, they need us.